evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
All right. I'm really sore because I didn't get to tell you this. Yesterday I helped Tremont out doing some stuff, and then I went back into the gym today and attempted to do and I don't know if you saw it, parts of Jinder's workout where he does all the reps that he does in the gym.
Like a ton of reps, just really low weights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that today, and I feel like my arms are going to fall off.
That's how you build muscle. Good shit.
Yeah, because people were, like, looking at me because I had, like, super low weight, but I was, like, really trying to, like, focus on my form, which is, you know, what you're supposed to do. And I just laughed. I was like, gawk all you want, man. I'm just doing my thing.
Hey, man. Do what you gotta do.
Well, you know how it is in the gym. People are weird.
Oh, I know. I actually just picked up just some tension bands from the Five Below over here.
Oh, like the rubbery things?
Yeah, bro, because it's good. If you want a little bit more resistance, you step back. You want a little bit less, you step forward.
Yeah, and you don't need to worry about having a bunch of, like, weights everywhere.
Yeah. And for me, it's safer.
Well, yeah, especially with, you know, where you're at physically.
Yeah, because we want to prevent more atrophy from happening, so. All good in the hood, though.
Yeah, hey, at least the heat's finally gonna break, dude. I don't know if it broke up there, but it's supposed to get down to like 60 degrees tonight, so I was like, hell yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really nice tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then get hot again.
Yeah, it was just so humid up here the other day. It was like 98, but feels like 106.
I believe it. It's like, remember we had said earlier where summer really hadn't come, and then it's just like came in like, fuck you.
That's how it seems to happen every year.
It really has anymore.
Like the last couple of years, that's really how it's been, so.
Most definitely.
It is what it is. So what were you helping Tremont with? What were you setting up for?
He has a show on Saturday. He always runs in that building, but it's now officially his building.
So this is going to be the first show that
he has, like, under his actual, like, ownership.
So he owns the building? Like, he's the renter of the building?
Or a renter, excuse me, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And he was basically just trying to get everything the way he specifically wants things, basically.
Well, I wish him the best of luck, because just as a businessman standpoint, you know, I mean, it's nice to be able to set something up for himself where he doesn't have to kill himself much longer.
Absolutely, because, like, I was helping him with lighting and, like, backdrop. I guess you call them backdrops, like, the stuff that you, like, when guys come out through the curtain kind of deal, like, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, yeah, I guess that would be backdrop kind of stuff.
Yeah, helping him with that type of thing, and, you know, just getting everything. So he's basically done. All he had to do was put seats up and get like tarps for the corner, like the ring, so you don't see everything underneath it.
Yeah. He doesn't have skirts?
He didn't have any long enough.
Oh.
Because what happened is he has a new ring, just about new ring, that somebody that was a company that doesn't run anymore down here, they basically gave it to him, from what I understand. And he thought he had skirts long enough, and they're not long enough. So he was joking.
Time.
He's like, "Well, we got to make a run to Walmart tomorrow."
I mean, it just, it's as much as all that deathmatch stuff doesn't really interest me. It's good to see, somebody really going out and having a business on their own, and he seems like a good enough guy as it is. So
yeah, I know what you mean. Where they don't have to. Oh my God, I have to wrestle forever.
Yeah, especially that style. I mean, like, I'm about, like, anybody retiring early.
Yeah.
Let alone people who are going to go through all that for
and
really not a hell of a lot of reward.
No, I agree with you. What's going to be nice is because we were talking about this yesterday, in about 6 months or so, things are really going to look nice because he's going to, like, get the place a new paint job and, basically revamp everything. So it'll look really nice then.
Oh, good shit, man.
Hey, like they say, all it takes is money.
Money and a little bit of time. I mean, unless you're willing to do the stuff yourself. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
Then the paint is the only expense then.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't he have a school?
Yeah, it's going to be all in one where he's going to run shows out of there and have a school.
But my point is, he has a school. He has all the fucking labor he needs.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's a good point.
And I don't mean that in a shit way. But
no, I know exactly what you mean.
You want to train here, let's make it look nice. Like,
exactly, I agree with you. Where it's like where you're not like depressed coming here.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I mean, like, I would be right there with them, but I'd be saying, like, come on, guys, like, we all got to work on this. But I'd be doing everything I'm asking anybody else to do.
Yeah, do it as a team.
But yeah, no, that sounds good.
No, I completely agree with you.
And what part of Jersey is that
in? It's about half an hour, 40 minutes from me.
Oh, so that's really down there.
Yeah. But it's, I'll say maybe 25-ish minutes from Philly.
Okay. Yeah, see, I forget how close Philly actually is to where you are down there.
It's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on traffic.
Alright.
Like Lance said, paint the fence, Daniel, son. That's funny.
So,
all right, before we
got a new Ring of Honor champ. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, Rye, before we get started, don't forget to check out our social media stuff, facebook.com/American Sports Connection, or on Twitter @ASC Pods, Instagram's @American Sports Connection. You can find all our past episodes on B Plus Player Radio. Best way to find them is on Twitter @B Plus Radio. And don't forget to check out our sponsors over at the Squared Circle Magazine. You can find them on Twitter @TSCM Weekly. Use promo code ASCPOD and you can get 20% off your order. All right, Ryan, now what were you getting ready to say?
I was going to say, we have a surprisingly new Ring of Honor champion. And
it didn't happen at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that it was actually surprising because when I seen the news that Jay Lethal had won it, I was like, what? It's like Jay Lethal wasn't even in the match because I had actually gotten a link and I believe I had sent it to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jay Lethal had a match with, I forget who we had the match with now.
Yeah, it was one of the matches we were just like, well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, there was, I was like, how the hell did he win? And then apparently the next night at a show, Jay Lethal won it in a 4-way.
Yeah, with Cody and
Matt Taven.
I'm trying to remember the other person.
Matt Taven.
Thank you.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that's surprising, but I'm a big Dalton Castle mark. I have been for a while. When they had originally put the title on him, I was very surprised, to say the least.
Yeah.
But he's had a pretty good run with it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see like what's what's gonna go on next.
I agree with you there. I'm trying to see who he wrestled. I can't find it. What was the name of the show last week?
Wasn't Best in the World. I forget.
Was it Super Card of Honor?
I don't want to say yes or no.
I'll find out in a second. Because I can't.
I'm just complete.
No, I don't think that's it.
I'm drawing a complete blank.
I am too. Forgive me, Ring of Honor. Either way, I remember he wrestled a match that we were just like, wow, that's a weird one.
I thought the main event was really good.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. Like, I really thought Cody was going to walk out of there with the belt.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what made it even more surprising when they put it on Lethal.
That's what it is. Best in the world.
It was Best in the World.
He wrestled Kushida.
He did, and Kushida seemed to be wrestling kind of heelish, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
At times. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's just, I'm curious to see what's going to happen here, because if people haven't been paying attention, Taeler Hendrix, is she still with Ring of Honor or no?
I honestly don't know what her status is. I don't believe I get Ring of Honor TV here, so it's hard to follow.
I was going to say either that or it comes on like crazy hours, because here it comes on at like 11 or like midnight on like a Friday night.
Well, apparently due to some bullshit, I no longer have El Rey, and I've been trying to catch up on Lucha Underground, like, so I can watch this season, and I no longer have El Rey. They're in a dispute with Sling.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh, man, you piece of shit. That just went into effect this past week.
That sucks.
Yep.
So, anyway, Taeler Hendrix is apparently has come out and said that Jay Lethal basically said if you didn't sleep with me, then you weren't gonna basically move up the card for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that supposedly because of that, he had a hand in having her held back.
Which is crazy to say, especially considering Ring of Honor just put the world title on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I know she faced a lot of backlash and fucking stupid internet wrestling marks, like just people being dicks. Like, you're gonna take his side without even knowing
The whole story.
any of the story. I mean, and...
That's why you gotta let it play out.
Yeah, I mean, and if it is true, I mean, like, that's not a good look for a company.
Absolutely not. And then you had said a unnamed female wrestler had basically said that the story she is saying is true.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was like that, it was believable. Like, based on her experience, like she would believe that, which would imply, like, that this isn't the first time that this has come up. It's the first time that it's come up publicly, so.
Right, and that she's basically speaking out for other women that I guess have been afraid to come out and say something.
Yeah, again, we have absolutely no proof either way.
But we're just reporting what's going on and kind of not taking either side, just going to let it play out and see what happens.
Yep.
Because
the only reason why I think it's newsworthy at all to mention is because they just put the belt on him.
Right. Well, and my whole thing is you can't really take a side either way until everything comes out.
Yeah.
One way or, either side.
Oh, no. And I think the problem with some people is that they'll take you listening to another side as you supporting something. Like, the people who are getting mad at her are not open to even, like, the reason.
No, I completely agree.
And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you aren't there. You don't know this dude.
Well, and there's only two people that know the actual story,
Yeah.
But
so yeah,
moving along, and I'm sure you saw this one too. Cody versus Omega has been announced for the IWGP Heavyweight title in San Francisco.
Yes. When does that one come up? Do you know?
It's the G1 special at the Cow Palace.
Oh, okay. So it's the Cow Palace show. Okay.
It is. Give me a second. I'll tell you. Fire up the Google machine. Apparently, it's happening tomorrow.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because it says here the event will take place on July 7th. The event will be broadcast on Access TV in the United States.
Huh.
Yeah, that's news to me. I didn't realize it was that soon.
Shit, and I won't even be home tomorrow night. Like, the one day out of the year I decide to have a social life.
And it's a pretty stacked card.
Most New Japan cards are pretty stacked cards.
The one that intrigues me is Jay White versus Juice Robinson.
Yo, Juice has gotten much better since...
No, that's why. I'm intrigued by it.
I have no fucking interest in Switchblade Jay White. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I get you. It's like a lot of wrestlers, like on the independents or whatever, just I'll see him and I'm like, no disrespect, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that from what I understand, they were teasing that as the whoever wins that is going to be the quote unquote leader of the Bullet Club.
I don't know if I see them taking the title off of him already.
Right, even though the message you sent me, what Omega said in that interview recently.
Well, I mean, like, I just think that's him talking. I don't think he's planning anything.
Even though his deal is up in January, I believe.
Yeah, but he's still relatively so young.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't see a reason for him to go now. Because WWE just wouldn't use him right. I mean, it's the sad truth.
Yeah, and they're going to try to gobble all those guys up because they're they could potentially consider them competition.
Oh, they absolutely are competition.
Right. Well, you know what I mean. You read the rumors that they want to offer big money to the Bucks, Omega, and Cody to come there.
I think if it was all Triple H in charge, I'd be more okay with the idea. But they're getting so many people, like it's...
Yeah. I mean, they sold out, an arena within minutes. They got a lot of buzz. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I just don't think they'll be used right. They have too much talent right now in the WWE.
Yeah.
Shit.
And this is in no way a knock on them. It's just they don't know how to use the talent they have right now right.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just they're so stacked with guys that I don't know what bringing more people in would do when they're not using the guys that they have the right way.
Lance just said it. He said, I can't see Cody and the Bucks going unless they have a huge deal to WWE. The reason being is they're making huge cash doing right now what they want, when they want, and how they want.
I agree.
Yeah, well, they're basically their own boss. They could come and go as they please.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they have complete freedom now.
Yeah. Now, on the injury front, Bray Wyatt, you haven't really heard how bad he's hurt, but he's bad enough that he didn't make Raw this week. What's that, Ryan?
Sorry.
No, I was.
Go ahead.
Have you heard anything actually come out on what was wrong with Bray Wyatt from the car accident he was in?
Specifically, no.
The only thing I heard was that he lost consciousness, and that was it. Like, he doesn't remember it happening.
Oh, wow.
But I had read he got a ticket for reckless driving because what happened was he rear-ended somebody, I guess at a stop sign or a stoplight or something. So he was basically driving impaired. Like he could have been texting or I don't know exactly, but he was driving impaired from what I read.
Well, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully the dude's okay, but from what I read, it can't be like too serious because they're expecting him for the pay-per-view next week.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the titles and end up dropping them at SummerSlam because I heard a rumor that they're going to give them to the Authors of Pain.
I'm not surprised.
You know, so
because Bray and him, Hardy kind of had their little run, and I figured it was going to come to an end at some point, and Bray would probably turn on Hardy again.
It makes sense, unless they're just going to keep them a tag team.
Yeah, I don't know because it seems like they don't know what to do with those type of characters.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's weird. The other one that was hurt that I had mentioned to you and you were unaware of, Ruby Riott got hurt at a house show, I think it was this past week, and sprained her MCL.
That's awful.
Yeah, well, originally they thought it was worse, but luckily it's not.
And what did you say their timetable for that recovery is?
From what I read was like 2 to 6 weeks.
All right, so get well soon, Ruby
yeah,
Riott.
I agree with you, Lance. He was saying about Wyatt and Hardy. He said it was a great team for a short run because both guys were basically doing nothing.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't know where they're going to go with them because they seem to have really soured on Bray.
Well, he keeps getting himself in trouble, And...
Well, yeah, that too. When you do dumb things.
I mean, I really can't blame him for, he was looking great for a while, and then it kind of looked like he let a lot of that go.
I do agree with that. Where he, personally, I think he needs to clean himself up. Like, I mean, I'm all for, a beard and, long hair, but he just, I've had people tell me, he just looks dirty.
He does. He just looks like a dirty person.
Yeah, I agree with that. There was someone else that was banged up recently, and I can't remember who it is, Rye.
Nakamura?
Thank you. I knew I was forgetting
by
somebody.
Police dog.
Yeah.
Random as fuck.
And he wasn't cleared for the Japanese tour.
He definitely went over there, but he just didn't work. And he came out on a crutch.
Yeah. Was that the one, or was it another house show where he came out on a crutch and Samoa Joe attacked him?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, okay. But, I think they're just kind of holding him out to, like, play it safe.
Yeah, although animal bites can be really bad.
Oh, absolutely. Especially those kind of attack dogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, whether it was, like, unprovoked or not, those things are vicious.
He'll probably have himself a nice lawsuit.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Fucking police dog randomly attacks somebody. Get the fuck out of here.
Right. Now, did you hear what Daniel Bryan's saying, that he wants to work a lesser schedule?
No.
Yeah.
Is this recent?
He just did an interview with somebody I was watching, that he doesn't want to be like crazy 300 days on the road again.
Is he doing house shows right now?
Yes.
All of them?
I don't know if he's doing all of them, but he said they basically like just threw him right back on the road, and he's kind of like, hey, I only wanted to do like maybe 150 dates as opposed to like 300.
That's crazy.
And I think it's more so because of his kid.
That's completely understandable.
You know, because he's like, I won't get to see my kid as much, and etc.
No, I fully can understand that.
And from what I read, he hired John Cena's lawyer.
Well, agent.
Or, yeah, for contract negotiations.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with you, Lance. He said Daniel Bryan holds all the cards. Either WWE has to do what he wants, or see you later, welcome to the Bullet Club.
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, so they're basically kind of stuck in a corner.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that.
I think they're going to give him what he wants, because I had just read before we went live that WWE was making him like a big focal point of the new 2K game that's coming out.
Are they?
Yeah. So, like, I don't think they would do that if they didn't think they could re-sign him.
Huh. However...
You never know.
Well, no. All that stuff has to be set in stone a while ago.
Well, that's true,
you know what
too.
I mean? In order to make a video game, that stuff kind of has to be there way in advance. They work on that over a full year in advance.
That's true.
So...
And the real intriguing thing to me, not that it's really going to matter, but his contract is up like the day of All In.
He would still have a 90-day, I think.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because he
See, my thing I was wondering about with that was, is that only a 90-day if he gets fired or quits? If he just lets his contract run out, is he basically free to go wherever he wants?
You know what? I think so, unless they change the contract, because I think that's how the Dudleys were able to show up at Ring of Honor or something just because their contracts expired. It was either Ring of Honor or TNA.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know, I agree with you. Here's another thing. I don't know if you had heard about this. Did you hear about the Anaya Jax stuff that apparently she might have heat on her?
I heard that apparently, yes. Do you want to try to explain it? You'll probably do a much better job than me.
Basically, she liked a Twitter post that was accusing Alexa Bliss of sleeping her way to top status on the Raw brand as opposed to by just her talent.
Yeah, and apparently, like, people weren't sure, like, because apparently they've unfollowed each other on social media a while ago.
Yes.
And, so people, so at first people were thinking that it was just, storyline stuff.
Yeah, from what I understand, I guess they, like, legitimately don't like each other now.
Yeah, and apparently, like, Bliss got a tattoo that said, "I am enough," and
she was making fun of her about it.
Yeah. Which really doesn't seem to be storyline, seeing that, the heel is Alexa. And apparently, like, WWE officials are, like, really angry about these things.
Yeah. It's just weird because...
Go let The Rock's cousin walk away again.
Yeah. Like, why would you care what somebody has tattooed on their body?
Yeah.
I don't know. That just seems petty.
I don't know. Maybe she's taking this whole, like, belts in wrestling thing too seriously.
Some people will. That's funny, Lance. Lance said, I heard Alexa Bliss grabbed the last donut backstage and Nia went nuts.
That's possible. You know who my cousin is?
Dude, I could totally see her doing that, too.
Over a donut, though?
Not over a donut. I just meant I could see her saying, do you know who my cousin is?
People are like, I don't give a fuck. Go away, Anaya Jax.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think if anything else big happened this week.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Because I watched Raw and SmackDown, and it was kind of just there. I mean, I like the stuff they're doing with, like, Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. It's funny.
Yes. That cracked me up. Okay, yes. I did see some of Raw then. Because that's also where they had the interview with Ronda where she said she's going to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I did see some of it this week.
I will say, and I've heard some people liked it. I thought it was awful. The stuff they were doing with Sasha and Bayley.
Yeah, I think they were trying to, get successful twice with that whole Dr. Shelby thing, and I don't think it worked.
No, and what's weird is, to me, people going, like, popping for Dr. Shelby, which was weird in itself.
I mean, I can understand popping for a nostalgic character because he kind of has gotten to be like a nostalgic character. At least, I didn't pop, but I was like, oh shit, Dr. Shelby's back. So maybe I did pop a little.
Where you're like, wow.
But it was kind of more like a nostalgia thing. Like, oh shit, like I remember this dude. Like, that's so funny.
I can agree with that. Excuse me.
Fucking yawning. Well, are we boring you?
Yeah, you're boring me, Ryan.
Nah, it's okay. I'm usually the one yawning. Not because you're boring me, just because I'm always tired.
Story of my life. Here's an interesting thing, because Hardy wrestled The Miz on another open challenge on SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Do you think...
Good match.
Yeah, do you think Nakamura takes that belt from him? Because he's really banged up.
He could. I mean, like, I think they need to give Nakamura something.
Especially after they kind of almost made him irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, they did him absolutely no favors whatsoever by not having him take the title.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That did not help his stock whatsoever.
No,
Both Royal Rumbles were both useless this year. For such a historic year, both of them served zero purpose storyline-wise.
Yeah, you're right.
Both winners lost at WrestleMania. Like, that's fucking awful.
Yeah, because isn't it 9 times out of 10 the person that wins the Rumble wins at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the number isn't as high as most people will believe, and I forget what it is. It's still a large percentage, but it's not like that 90% of people win. But still, you don't have both. You don't have the first winner of the female Royal Rumble lose at WrestleMania.
Well, you know how Vince is with those types of things.
But there's no excuse for that. I don't give a fuck how he is. There's no excuse for it.
Here's something interesting. Just off topic, you talked about the Rumble. They're actually having the Rumble in a baseball stadium.
That's cool.
It's going to be at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona.
That'll be an interesting setup.
That was my first thought. I was like, huh. Because I know there was talk that they wanted to do SummerSlam next year in an open stadium.
Okay.
But that's going to be tough because baseball season is going on at that time. Unless they choose a football stadium.
This is true, yeah.
Because they had talked about doing it on the West Coast. I was figuring they would probably do it in one of LA's stadiums. But who knows?
Yeah, and I wonder how far in advance they need to know these things in order to have like a stadium rented out. You know what I mean?
I would think at least 6 months.
Well, they usually decide a year ahead of time, so I
right.
mean,
I'm saying
I'm sure they could secure the building.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying 6 months at the very worst.
Yes, that's possible then, even during baseball season.
That's what I thought. I was like, if they really wanted to do it, they could use a football stadium. Because football won't be going on until Labor Day weekend.
But even if baseball is going on and they know a year ahead of time, then they can schedule around it.
That too. I just wonder where they would go.
It would have to be a big stadium, like for Vince to take that risk.
Well, that, and they're going to want to go to a big city because, like, from what I understand, they like to have SummerSlam at a location that can bring a lot of people in, like from the overseas market, like easily get into.
Like a big international airport.
Yeah, maybe like where they had not SummerSlam, WrestleMania a couple years ago, where they broke the record in Texas.
In that stadium again?
Yeah, maybe there or a different stadium in there's a ton of stadiums in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's
Oh, okay, Lance. I completely forgot about that. Lance reminded me. He said unless the new Los Angeles Stadium is done. He's not sure if it'll be in time. Their stadiums are really old. I forgot. Like, because they still have the Coliseum out there that they use.
Oh, okay.
Remember, they were going to have WrestleMania 7.
Yes.
And then because ticket sales sucked, they changed it.
Yes. That was one of the early lulls of wrestling.
Yep. I remember that one because they were plugging it way ahead. Like SummerSlam that year, they were like shooting promo videos for Mania 7 on during the pay-per-view.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, I remember that. I just thought it was crazy to think about now because that was like 7 months ahead.
Oh, yes. I remember when they used to do shit like that. Yes.
And it's funny because like if you watch it on the network now, because I watched that SummerSlam back because I was there. It'll have the number for like ticket information and it's got it all blurred out and it's like not a working number.
Yeah, that and like there's some old episodes of like WCW where they have like WCW Hotline.
Yeah, not a working number.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I remember this.
I
always wanted to call but never did.
Oh, I did, and I got in a shit ton of trouble.
I seen how much this shit cost a minute.
It was like $1.99 a minute.
Yeah, my parents are gonna kick the shit out of me.
Oh, my parents did.
Yeah, no.
I did it. I think it was whatever year the Giant won World War III.
Okay.
I want to say like 97. But anyway, somewhere in there, I didn't get to see the pay-per-view, so I literally called the hotline and sat on there for like 25 minutes to get the results.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like 13 or like 14 at the time. Needless to say, I got in a shit ton of trouble.
Yeah, that's funny. That really is funny.
Well, Lance has a good point. He said at least it wasn't the 976 numbers that were $4.99 a minute.
Oh yeah, imagine that. Imagine having to explain that to your parents.
Oh man, yeah, I got grounded. That's safe to say, Lance.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I remember that because the funny part was. My mom got a big bill for the phone bill, and she called like the phone company because back then you couldn't get the giant like printouts that you could now. And I heard her on the phone because it was on the speakerphone. She's like, "Oh," the like operator's like, "Oh, someone spent a lot of time on this number," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm dead."
Like, ah, oh, shit.
Hey, you dimed me out.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Those were the good times. Yeah, so, like Lance just said, who the F called wrestling?
Yeah.
If you only knew my mom, that would be so, like, legitimately true.
Would be a statement she'd say. Who the fuck called wrestling?
Yeah. Especially back then. Because that was like right when the Attitude Era was getting started and everything was hot, so you didn't want to miss anything. And I just had, and you young kids will never know the pain of this, having friggin' dial-up. And I had to get another phone line for my house just to have the internet.
Call the internet, yeah. Just to call the fucking internet. Make a phone call to the internet. It would...
Which is ridiculous to say.
Yes.
Like, when you say that today, you're like, what do you mean make a phone call to the internet?
Like, the internet had a phone number.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Lance has a great story here. He said one of my friends called I guess he's trying to say Oprah hotline, thinking she was going to talk to Oprah, was on hold for 2 hours, cost her over $200.
That's so funny. Awful, but funny.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking about Extreme Rules next weekend, Rye?
I don't know if they're just gonna hold on to everything and do title changes at SummerSlam, and this is just gonna be like a bullshit holdover pay-per-view.
That's what I'm thinking.
I really don't have a lot invested in much of these matches.
The one I really want to see is, and I don't know if you saw it was announced, Ziggler and Rollins for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's bound to be good. They're two of the best workers on the roster, period. But other than that, like, I kind of just want to see like what they're gonna do with Ronda, like how they're gonna go forward with her.
Yeah. And then the other one they just announced was Finn and Corbin.
Which, I have very little interest in because, again, I like Finn Balor, but he's just doesn't do it for me at all.
Well, and they're not helping matters. They're making you not care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I do.
And the whole thing with, like, him as the Constable Corbin is just, like, whatever. Like, we talked about this last week where if you're not, in the States, you're not going to know what that is. People overseas are, but I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, no, I think it's absolutely stupid. I don't think it serves a purpose. I think it's a good role for him, but I just don't...
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. I don't know.
Lance says it perfectly here. I'm hoping for the best, expecting the worst.
Are you going to drop the bomb or not?
He's like, but I think this one is going to be good. Some of the matches have a potential to be really good. And then there's some other ones where you're just like, all right, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Or I'm going to grab, a snack. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I go to indie wrestling, and no knock on this person, I'm not going to name them, but when I go to the shows, every time his match comes up, I'm like, all right, here's my bathroom break match.
Name names. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's not cool. I don't want to do that.
There's somebody out there. You're a bathroom break.
Yeah. All right, dude. What are you doing for this weekend before we get out of here?
Oh, tomorrow I'm actually going to see somebody I haven't seen since the night of my wedding party. One of my best friends.
Well, that's cool.
Actually, my friend Eric, the guy with the top hat.
Oh, the one that dressed all fancy.
Yes, my fancy friend.
Well, yeah, we'll call him Fancy Friend Eric.
Fancy Friend Eric, yes. We're actually going to a video game cafe. Apparently, these things... I'm not video game, board game cafe.
Never heard of it.
It's a cafe that has board games.
No, I think it's interesting, but I've just never heard of one.
Me neither. I was like, oh, this is a thing? Okay, we will try this.
If they if they have Stratego, I'm in.
There you go.
Because I'm the nerd that'll play Stratego online against people.
Oh, really?
That's a 100% shoot.
That's funny.
Let's see. I'm going to be at H2O, Hardcore Hustle Organization's show tomorrow, which is Tremont's company. I'll be there tomorrow night. And then Sunday, one of my good friends is probably going to come over and just hang out for the day.
That's some cool beans.
Yeah, I usually go pick him up. He lives about a half an hour from where I live because he's got some medical issues where he doesn't really drive a lot.
Okay.
Because he's got Meniere's disease.
Is that what Dana White has?
Yes. The issue with your inner ear.
Yes.
Which is not fun.
I can imagine.
Yeah, dude. When I was coming off my chemo, I had vertigo for like 6 months after. It was like the worst thing ever. Like, I don't wish that on anybody. I don't know if you've ever had it.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, then you know it's terrible.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. Well, glad all that shit's in the past.
Yeah, have you decided what board game you're going to play, or you're going to figure it out when you get there?
I'd like to see my options.
That's fair. But that does sound like fun.
Yeah, I will definitely see what to do tomorrow. So it'll be nice to get the fuck out of the house for a little bit.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm such a homebody. It's awful.
You and me both. But on that note, we're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.